It has been a month, and a ton of content has been existing on YouTube about Elden Ring. But I have to say there'll be a lot of spoilers ahead. I have to emphasize where I'm coming from. I'm not a Souls fan. Specifically, that stamina bar turns me off. In Bloodborne, I died on the first werewolf and I sold my copy after. I don't get to share fan experiences of Demon Souls and Dark Souls. I don't like beating my head again and again to defeat a boss. That's just insane. I played Sekiro. I finished it twice just to get the best ending. Then I never dared to touch it again. The first Genichiro fight for parry check was a good experience. What's not to like about that game? A fallen samurai, prosthetic gadgets, grappling hook, stealth, you're basically samurai battle, which is cool in my book. But Demon of Hatred, I still hate you to this day. Discovery is what I signed up for in Elden Ring. I wanted to roam and explore the world and discover the nooks and crannies of what this game has to offer. Though I am playing on a base PS4, all I can say about the graphics is that I like the aesthetics of the game. I love the dark fantasy style. This world is where the extremely ugly meets the extremely beautiful. At the beginning of the game, you get to choose a class, and I chose the samurai. Obviously, which is a beginner's mistake. I do not have any idea how valuable shields are, or I just don't give a damn about blocking and parrying. I even tried to be a mage for a few hours, but it did not work. After the tutorial part, I met the first 3 sentinel, and when I saw how much damage I can do compared to what he can, I knew I had no business fighting him at the start of the game. But then I met Margit, and still the same thing. My damage was a tenth of what he can do to me in one hit. This time, I have decided to make things easier for me. I did side quests and dungeons to level up. This time I decided to make things easier for me. I even killed the sleeping giant dragon. By then I was level 35, with +9 Hoarfrost skill, and killed Margit in 3 hits, with the help of my dogs. I roamed and did side quests before the main storyline, and I managed to just complete Rani's quest. If I'm going to play New Game Plus, then maybe completing other quests would be my goal, because they are interesting to me. But this is the thing. You can call it cheese, but the item requirements to get it right is right behind bosses, catacombs, and caves, which based on my experience, were harder than the main story bosses. In short, there's still some work to be done, especially because I am playing offline. I had to traverse the map up until to the consecrated snowfield. Also, how come by the time I reach the snowy levels, including Farum Azula, my HP is worth 1.5 hits again? This is insane, considering I am level 180 and +10 weapons. The mobs in this game are atrocious. I'm looking at you, imps, gargoyles, dogs, and rats. This is what made me decide that I have to have some kind of nuke, so that I could wipe them out. If only you can play this game without fighting anyone. I know, this is not that kind of game. I may be tired of playing games that you have to smash your way through. For example, the fire giant. By the time you got to this area, you did not know your purpose and why you were there. You didn't even talk to each other, and you haven't started the fire using the cauldron to make this guy go mad. Hey, I understand that this is not that game. Just like any brand, you want to buy exactly what was advertised, and I guess the fans got the greatest hits of Dark Souls, which is definitely not bad. Some parts of it were brilliant. Most of the time, I am browsing to watch videos on overpowered builds. I hunted for an easy farm method on YouTube because, gosh darn it, the mobs on this game hits like a truck. By the time I found the secret dragon bosses, I was over leveled. I hit them 8 times with Taker's Flame, in addition to the Rot Boomerang from Black Knife Tish. I watch Elden Ring Guru's cheese videos, though some of them are harder to pull off to actually fight the boss, which I did. I have to. I killed Millennia in 8 tries. 3 of them was the stupid cheese that you have to parkour in some tree branch. 5 of them trying to figure out which spirit can be used to tank until the second phase. In the end, I used the Mimic gear. We both carried the plus 10 Blasphemous Blade, and I was surprised that it could stun her for a whole duration of the fight. Speaking of spirits, since I am playing offline, Black Knife Tish was my MVP. For the rest of the game, her projectile deals 5,000 damage, and all I have to do is dodge all the enemy attacks with Bloodhound Step. I was the support role in the end. Lathena, the archer, is another one of my successful spirits. You just have to put her in places that enemy cannot reach. I killed the full-grown Falling Star with her help by placing her on that bridge extrusion in the arena. Exploration, and not the boss fights, is what hooked me to play this game. I'd like to know what this world has to offer, especially that George R.R. Martin is involved. In this aspect, I think the game delivered. I like how you can look for some protruding rocks to discover secret caves. The lore behind the characters are interesting though. The lore about family members having some animals attached to them feels familiar. Like Marika has Maliketh, Rani has Blythe, and the first Elden Lord has a lion attached to it. It reminded me of the Stark family and their wolves. There is more to the lore of this that needs to be explored. Some of them are in the form of texts, some are from dialogues. I really like the sound of Sir Gideon and Malinia's voice. The grafted enemies reminded me of Kuroi Sabato from Blade of the Immortal. I love the gore and the lore in this game. Finally, cannot cheese the bosses without studying their moves, when to strike and what to exploit, so I had to learn some of them. I have to gather resources, find better gear just to even the tides. By the end of the game, when I got the Sacred Relic, it was glorious. I raised it to a plus 10 and wiped a lot of alien boys in the Bloody Palace with 3k damage. Now, do you get 3k damage for free? No, you still have to work for it. The important thing is I had fun playing this game. I made my own easy mode. I slid into the cracks to get leveled up, but in the end, I finished the game in 200 hours, with 200 levels under my belt. The whole video is not a justification to cheese the game. With a game as brilliant as this, it deserves some respect. Should it be played the way I did? Maybe, maybe not. We have different goals and different priorities. I just wanted to explore this game and I got it. It was fun and frustrating at times, with less banging on the same wall. It's still a great game.